Yo, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to a new episode of The Random Pick. Now, yes, I do have my phone, I do have my controller in my hand, so it's going to be a new Siri-based episode. Now, I'm going to be doing it slightly different today, a way that I've never done it before, because I kind of want to do like an SBC special. Now, when you're doing these Siri ones, like I go to my club and then I pick like special items, but they're not all just SBC players. So what I've done is, with the amount of different types of SBC players we've had all year long, I've actually managed to build 3 different squads and fill those squads full of players in 3 different areas. So we've got defenders, midfielders, and attackers. So that is where we're going to be getting our 3 players from today. If you do enjoy, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button on the video. I would greatly appreciate it, and just thank you for all the support at this time of the year. So I'll just quickly give you an overview of which players we're going to get. So for the first random pick option, it will be a defender. For the second, it will be a mid, and then third will be finally our attacker. So in the defenders options, I have these guys right here. As soon as it loads, there we go. It's just these guys, so it's not like a full squad or anything, but these are the defenders that I have from SBCs. Now, I have 3 icons, but I got them from SBCs, so I will be counting them today. We also have 3 Futmas items here, 4 normal SBC type looking items that we got relatively recently, I guess. And then we have this guy who I mean, he looks alright, but is going to be very difficult to link if we were to get him. So we've actually got, I believe there's 11 options along here. So we've got a 1 in 11 chance of getting one of these, well, getting any of them really. Shall we see who we're going to get? No, I'm going to show you everyone else first. So squad number 2 is the midfielders. And this one is slightly more stacked. We have a full 23-man squad. So the way it's going to work is that Ruud Gullit here is going to be number 1. And it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 12 here. And then it becomes 13. Right back is then 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 at left mid, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it sort of wraps around like a snake in the numbers. So that's how I'm going to work out which player I'm going to get. And then finally, for the attackers, I've put strikers and wingers in this one. So again, Ronaldinho would be number 1 because I got him from an SBC. All of these players here feature. We could get a 98 Salah. That would be pretty nice. We then move on to like the strikers. I've got R9, of course, and a whole bunch of other pretty awesome strikers. All of these players in this squad are from various SBCs throughout the year. So there's a whole host of players that we're going to be able to get here. Hopefully they should be decent, and hopefully we'll be able to build a nice squad. So we'll move over to the least interesting part, I guess, the defenders, and we'll see what we're going to get. Hey Siri, please give me a random number between 1 and 11.
Random number between 1 and 11 is 5.
Ooh, this new iPhone X gives me a whole sentence. Number 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Van Dijk. That is going to work for me, because this guy has been solid all year long, and still is, in my opinion, one of the better defenders on this game. I'll take Futmas Van Dijk. That was a 1 in 11 chance. Let's now move it up to a 1 in 23 for the midfielders, and then the same again for the attackers. Van Dijk, player number 1. Hey Siri, please give me a random number between 1 and 23.
Random number between 1 and 23 is 17.
17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 is actually going to be Rui Costa. 90 rated prime Rui Costa. I actually think that's a pretty good shout, and that's going to help me build a hybrid anyway. Random number 17, I will take Rui Costa. Okay, on to the attackers then. Hey Siri, please give me a random number between 1 and 23.
Random number between 1 and 23 is 11.
11. 11 is actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We get 93 rated. This is the second player of the month, Harry Kane. 93 rated Kane with Rui Costa behind him and Van Dijk in the defence. It's going to be tough to then somehow split that into a hybrid because we've got Prem at the back and at the top. But that's a pretty cool option. We've got 3 pretty high rated, pretty decent, solid players that fit the meta of the game, kind of. So let's build a squad around them. I'll do my very best to use more of these types of items in the squad if I can. Okay, so as always, it is time to go on in and build a squad, choose a formation, and today we're going to be going with the 4-3-3 number 4 because, well, I want Rui Costa in that normal cam spot, and then I want Kane up front, and that is how I figured I would do the squad. This is where each of the three players are going to go. We've got left centre-back for Van Dijk, and then, like I said, Rui Costa Prime 90 rated, who I got from an SBC, but you can get from packs, I guess, at cam, and then 93 Kane up top. The rest of the squad looks like this. It's just a mix of Prem and Eredivisie to make what is actually a really solid looking team. We start with Inform Zoet in goal, or team of the season should I say, 93 Zoet in goal, and then team of the season Ashley Young at left back, team of the season Arias at right back. Just because like having Van Dijk there, I knew I wanted to use De Ligt, and I know I've got a really good Dutch goalkeeper as well now in Zoet, so yeah, like it makes sense to do that and then build off to the Prem on the left, Eredivisie on the right. I know that that's going to be a solid lineup, and it's sort of a tiny bit like what we did over on the normal Road to Glory, not the World Cup version. Similar sort of squad to that, I would say. So Van Dijk being the first player, like, he looks like a really solid player. If you didn't get him, he never got another special card all year, apart from like a ones to watch, which didn't get upgraded. So this is the best Van Dijk on the game, and genuinely always one of the more solid centre-backs on the game. In midfield, I've got Van Ginkel, I've got Yaya Toure. There is a better Yaya Toure, who I'm yet to purchase, but I do want to try him out, so I probably could have just bought him for this, but I used the one that was in my club. We then have Rui Costa, 90 rated. So he's got 86 pace, 88 dribbling, 81 shooting, 88 passing. Now, based on stats alone, that's not like superb based on, you know, the fact that there's so many TOTS players with way better stats, and all of the Festival of Football stuff, like all of those players have crazy stats. And then same again with Harry Kane. Like, you can't deny that having 96 shooting and 90 physical, very good. But whether or not he compares to, you know, a lot of the team of the seasons and other crazy players that are out at this stage, is what we're trying to look for today. You know, see how he does compare in you know, against everybody else, so against the defenders that have all got 85 pace and stuff. So that's the squad. It looks pretty decent. It looks like it could almost like fit the meta. You know, we've got pacey centre-backs who are both relatively tall, relatively strong, hard-working midfielders, creative cam, two very overpowered wingers in Son and Lozano right there, and then of course Harry Kane being the big man up top, who I think what I would say about this Kane is that this was like the first one that I used. He what used to be like a couple of ratings lower. I think he came out in 91, right? He was like the first Kane that I used that I thought, yes, this one right here is where he goes to that next level, because he's not necessarily the most usable player on the game. We tried him in the World Cup mode a few weeks ago in the random pick, and yeah, it didn't quite work out for us. But this is the one where he got that 80 pace and then became like the player which you could use. You could use Harry Kane in game, and then all of the versions after that, of course, get better and better to the point where he's got a 95 TOTS, a 95 Festival of Football, and also a 96 Team of the Year. And there, I imagine they all just scale in price, and this one, based on, I mean, I had to get him. Sometimes I would miss out on the player of the months and stuff this year because I didn't think I would use them very much. But obviously this particular Kane item was the one where I got to go to Tottenham and give it to Kane, so I had to get this one just for my own personal collection. And yeah, he was actually very good. And Rui Costa, same again. Like, he was one of the first prime icons to come out in the SBCs, and a lot of people got him. I remember paying 350, 400k for him, but his overall average price leveled out about 500k for a very long time. And that's not bad for a 90 rated icon, but at this stage in the game, you can get a lot for what he cost me back in the day. So if I hadn't have gone ahead and got him, I would have been 350, 400k better off. And knowing what you can buy with that at this stage of the game, obviously it sort of decreases his value for money. And then we'll see what I think of him overall as a player with his rating. But he scored me a few goals, and I think is still at a point where you can use him on this game and get away with it, but you just won't absolutely flourish like you would if you had, I don't know, that 95 Fekir that I packed the other night, for example. With his stats, he would just tear it up. So that's where I'm at with the two, like, attacking players in Costa and Kane. Van Dijk, yeah, he does just do work, and it's great to have him next to that De Ligt, because them two as a partnership, one of the most solid centre-back duos on the game. Like, you do come across these pretty solid duos, and Van Dijk and De Ligt, with the pace that they've both got good height, good strength. They're up there as one of my favorite duos. Now, sorry about the old iPhone message. How many of you just looked at your iPhone thinking you would get a text? No, it was me. I'm the popular one. It's from O2. No, it's not. But anyway, so like, I hope that at some point maybe Van Dijk gets the opportunity to get a futties. By the time you're watching this, I don't know whether on Saturday night, like I'm recording this Saturday afternoon before futties comes out, if he might get a vote for a centre-back. If that was the case, wow, I think a lot of people would go for it. Unless, of course, he was up against Eric Bailly. Now, I think a lot of people would probably vote for Bailly because he's super OP. But then again, Liverpool fans and votes, I think they often win votes just because, yeah, there's a whole lot of them, right? I don't know, it'd be interesting to see, but a better version of Van Dijk would be pretty sweet. So those were the goals that I was able to score. Let's go ahead and rate the squad, shall we? So Zoet in goal, I got him for like 30k, so super value for money, and I think he's a lot more than that now. Like I said, De Ligt, can't go wrong. One of the best centre-backs in the game on paper and actually in-game. Those stats really don't lie. He's superb. And then Ashley Young, Arias, I like both of them, but both of them are definitely not the best in their position. Like, Young would be way better up the pitch, and Arias is all right, but, you know, he struggles against the tough left wingers on this game. Van Dijk then gets a 5-star value for money from me and an 8.5 out of 10. I just remember being super satisfied when I got him back at during Futmas, and again, like with EA re-releasing stuff, I imagine he'll come out again at some point for you guys to get, and he'll be cheaper than he ever was. So good shout, get him if you didn't get him before. Yaya Toure, Van Ginkel, don't have any complaints about either of them. Always rated both of them, and they're both solid players. And then we have Rui Costa. Rui Costa's going to get a 4-star value for money and an 8 out of 10, based on what he cost me, which was the 300 to 400k, plus he sat at an average of 500k for ages, and you can get so much better for that now, but he is still a usable player. 8 out of 10 is above average. I think he still does a pretty good job on this game, if not his, even if his finishing is a little bit lackluster. Lozano, team of the season son, like both of them have better versions now, but these are the ones that I'm happy to keep in my club. I love the look of the TOTS cards. Like, I don't like the pink and the yellow one as much, so these are the ones that I'm keeping with. And then Kane gets 4.5-star value for money, 8.5 out of 10. Like I said, this was the first Kane that seemed to be worth it, and seemed to be usable and proper, like actually at a good level on this game. 8.5 out of 10 would suggest that. And then of course there are better versions. I actually have the 95 over on the Road to Glory, and I've used the team of the season extensively, and he was an absolute machine. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is the random pick for today. I do hope you have enjoyed. If you have, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you have a lovely Sunday. I'll catch you again tomorrow with another video. Peace.